Kia ora, Aries. This is your reading for this full moon coming up on the 13th of July. Full moon in Capricorn. So it should be a bit of a doozy. So we're on the 11th today here in Aotearoa, and 11th of July. So what are the cards saying or speaking of for Aries? Remember, these are really intuitive tarot. Obviously, they're very general because they're not personal readings. But take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It's funny because this, what just came out, I was seeing as I was shuffling it. Yeah, these are general readings. What was I saying? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And hoping if you did click onto this video, thank you for joining me at the Lightroom forecast. I'll just get one more card for you, Aries, or maybe we need to talk about what has come out. So, first and foremost, we get the Tower. Pretty explosive energy. You know, at the moment, in fact, there is a lot of Martian energy flying around. Maybe it's just me, but it's something that I've noticed, especially over the last week or so. I mean Martian as in Mars energies. Look, I love the Tower because it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity. It's not anything to be concerned about. And it is an infusion of new information and insight. Maybe because we get the Six of Cups coming up beside it. You know, this is about remembering. Maybe you're having one of those periods. I know it's winter here, so you know that is a time where we review and we look back and we remember things, and you know, because you've got more, you're sort of inside more, it's colder, you know, you just want to keep warm. Six of Cups is about remembering what it was like, I guess, as a child. In the process of giving, we gave purely and simply because of how it made us feel great. It made us feel good without any agendas or obligations, without anything else attached. We get the Hanged Man coming out. We're in a period here, Aries. I do see it as a time where something's sort of come into you, something's come through to you, something's come in. There's been some clarity. This could be in regards to anything in your life, anything, relationship, working, just general life. It's as if there's sort of a few new connectors that have fired up. And what that's done is actually sort of, in some ways, propelled you to go back within your memory bank. We see a need for a digestion of whatever that memory bank holds for you. Whatever it is that you've been thinking about or remembering. We're in not a holding pattern, but we're in a Hanged Man zone. So there's nothing much coming in, nothing much going out. We're going to go through and clarify this anyway, but the Hanged Man is there for a purpose, for quite a specific purpose, which is about a shift in perspective. You know, you can liken it to a period of isolation, isolation with the purpose of not having all this external stimuli that's distracting, that fills up your mind. That really is a distraction sometimes. We go into that period of isolation in order to come out again with possibly a direction that's truer to ourselves, possibly some new projects, ideas for things that are truer to our individual nature. It could be a lot of different things, you know. So it's quite interesting. But let's go through and we'll clarify for Aries for this full moon in Capricorn. Gosh, I think the sun's trying to come out. I hope it succeeds. Let's just see the tower. Oh, we've got too many. Too many. Wow. The tower. To clarify. So we've got 3 cards that came out for that. Let's see. Capricorn. Tower. I love that representation. New information, new insights. We've got the Queen of Discs doing a review. Yeah, there is, as I said, hello, there's a review going on here. Look, this very Capricornian card, you know, sitting up there on the top of the hill looking back at the course direction that was taken to get to this point. We see the fertile fields, we see the desert, we see the oases, we see all this landscape that we've moved across to get to the point where we are right now, right? And we've achieved it. This is strong, earthy power, tangible. There's a benevolence about this queen. And a very strong nurturing quality to this queen. Then we have the 5 of Wands, which is a card of maybe conflict, maybe pushing boundaries or laying boundaries down. But it's sort of, I liken it to, you know, like tapping that bit of corrugated iron or whatever, you know, just to see what's underneath it, just to see what's there. You know, like, what do they call it? What's the saying? You know, there's a saying like, you know, just tapping the long grass, or, you know, the long grass to see what jumps out of it. The 5 of Wands can be about that. And then we have another queen. The Queen of Swords, clarity, yeah. All of that, we know the Queen. Precision, acumen, mental intellect. You know, you can see like just clear as crystal. You can see what's going on in environments and also with people. So we see these 2 queens on either side of that somewhat conflictual card. But there's a purpose, there's a reason for it. And maybe the reason in this scenario, Aries, is that you recognise these 2 aspects of your personality and how that works in the real world, how that works in your physical world. There's a huge amount of strength in that. So those 3 in themselves is, you know, you could that could be a reading in itself, right? But so there's a great level of confidence, whatever or however, whatever distractions are trying to kind of, because it could be that's coming, you know, that it's like someone's kind of pushing your boundaries, but you're in a really strong, or poking, you know, but you're in a strong position. So let's look at the Six of Cups in relation to that. Tower. And those powerful queens. You know, sometimes, and, you know, sometimes when we're looking back within that, this Six of Cups, it can be that something activated that need to, or that wanting to look back. It could be someone returning from the past or someone reminding you of the past. I also get with this that you know, that you might be feeling that you might be feeling a kind of softening of your how would you call it? Well, the softening of your ego armor is what I would say. Ego armor, your armor, which is, you know, has built up over time, over the years. We all have it in order to allow us to do what we need to do in the physical world. You might have, like, let's just see that like a level of softening here. So let's see the Six of Cups for Aries. Six of Cups, please, for Aries. After this Tower, which is kind of interesting. Again, we get three. We get the Prince. We get the Glorious. I mean, I do love the Prince of Cups. You know, it's emotion overriding intellect in this card. Something from the past has touched you. A memory, could be a person, could be something. These are general readings. This wonderful Prince, you know, what did I say? Emotion overriding the intellect, the rationale, you know. And sometimes, and with that cup, which is an offering, an emotional offering, I do liken it, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, he's like on his journey to make this offering, or her journey, whatever, it's not gendered here. He gets so lost in the emotional expression that, you know, that he rides off the side of a cliff or something, you know, like, because there is a tendency to get lost in that reflection in his cup, you know, in the depth of the emotion. Interesting, because at the same time, depth of the emotion, maybe remembering something painful from the past. Maybe there's a level of pain when it comes to feeling or expressing your heart. As I say, there's a softening, there's maybe a little slight breaking down of that emotional armor. Anyway, we've got the Nine of Swords. We all know that. Nine is a card of anxiety. It's a card of unfounded fear, worry, nightmares, you know, not being able to sleep properly, feeling a bit rattled, feeling a bit unsettled and uncomfortable. And yet it's such a, you know, being a nine, it's on its way out, you know. It's like catastrophic thinking never did anyone any good. Nothing's as bad as what you might think it is at 3 a.m. Catastrophic thinking. And then we have the Ace of Wands, which is an amazing card that speaks of a gift, which is intrinsically life force. passion, inspiration, creativity, sexual power, all of this in this, and that you give it form. It's as if you do understand your own power. Aries, excuse me, and you're kind of I do get the word, you know, in some ways an awakening. It's an awakening. Otherwise we'll be going on and on and on forever. It is an awakening of sorts. We see that softening of the emotional body and possibly a new view, a new way of expressing your emotional self, your heart. Let's just see. And it could in fact be in relation to someone in your sphere. Let's look at the Hanged Man. We want to clarify the Hanged Man for Aries at this time. Wow. This is where it all comes through. In this period, whether you've decided upon a period of really just withdrawing a bit, and just being, you know, nothing too much coming in and not really expressing too much out there. The Hanged Man is the key for this, because we get the beautiful now sun. There is nothing about this card that could be deemed to be in any way negative. Vitality, what do we see here? An understanding of that. Vitality, you know, God force. This is your authority. This is you. This is what you have within you, Aries, you see. But somehow here, something has triggered you to be reminded of this. And this is where we start to view things in a slightly different way, because that Sun card is very much in this particular reading about empowerment and feeling sort of heart powered, actually. In the journey map we get this little fellow here, and it's called discernment. We're looking at things in a very non-personal way. This is about weighing, you know, measuring. We're not clouded. Our decision-making or viewpoint is not determined by the past anymore, Aries, by what we've experienced in the past. But you have entered that zone. And you've looked at it and you've felt it, and what shape that is for you. You've been in it, but it's giving you something that's going to take you, I say, in a new direction with the way that you work your own power. So it's quite amazing. I'm just going to get a art oracle. Actually, we'll get an art oracle. And, we get Turner. Wonderful landscape painter. That art oracle, great cards, and quite light. But we'll also get a little rock mineral crystal card. And I did do a recording, actually, of my latest acquisition, which was very inexpensive, I must say. But it's amazing, quite a rare rock. I think originated from China. But there's a little video on that, because it is quite a unique thing. And I thought it related to this full moon in Capricorn as well, Aries. So check that out. What do we get for Aries with rock mineral crystals? Where's my glasses? Here they are. we get Aragon star clusters, earth healing, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. What more could any Arian want? Any Aries want? Look at that. That's full of it. You're on fire. Now, speaking of which, Turner. Wonderful landscapes. Nautical, my favourites. And in fact, we have that in this card. So life, work, inspiration for your Aries. Find the facts in a feeling. Well, I think you are. Nature does not sit still. We know this. The sun will rise whether or not you are there to watch it. And here we have a fiery backdrop. Again, fire, fire, and a lot on the table for your Aries. So I hope you enjoyed that reading today and are looking pretty aware and awake. And I think we might call it that, without being arrogant. Aware and awake. That's you, Aries. On that note, enjoy this full moon in Capricorn. Check out those other readings. I think I did say that. And other readings as in for a more holistic view, your moon, ascendant, Venus and Jupiter. And thanks for joining me at the Lightroom Forecast. And we'll see you next time. Take good care. Ka kite. Bye, Aries.